conquista tutto. L'amore conquista tutto.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 55 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. And here we are, we're global today. We are global today. I'm talking to my good friend and co-host, Tave Bragg, down there in Adelaide. And, of course, our favourite female country singer from Nashville, Tennessee. We've got Allison Asarch. How are you, both Braggy and Allison? How are we?
Good, Curly. Start of the footy season. First game last night for the Mighty Demons. Allison won't know them, but they're from Melbourne and they had a win first game. So I'm pretty happy with that.
We're coming into winter now, Allison, which is our football season, of course. And you're coming into, I guess, the summery months where you are in Nashville.
Baseball.
Yes, it is spring here, but it really snowed on Saturday, so it's anybody's guess.
Jeez.
Seems to be doing that, doesn't it? Now the exciting news from Allison Asarch is, of course, Rory, the addition of Rory into the household.
Yes, she is now waking up, even though I wish she would.
Oh, it's a baby.
Yes, but she's so cute.
Hello,
Yes.
baby.
Thank you.
Oh,
She's
look
a
at
cute little
this.
terrier mix.
Well, I feel a
Yes.
song coming on there for you, Allison.
Ooh. Well, that's funny because obviously we have Maggie and we do sing "Wake Up Maggie" all the time to her. So
Okay.
we do need a song for Rory. So that's a good idea.
No worries.
I
You can
might
have that
get
one.
on that.
No worries. But of course, we've seen the release of your new album, Texas to Tennessee. I think it was released early February.
You have
And
it. Yay!
we do have our copies here. I've just misplaced mine at the
That's all right.
moment. There we go. And,
Yay! I'm so happy.
Thank you so much, Allison, for sending it. The
Yeah,
postage
of
was
course.
horrendous. I can't,
Oh my God, I
Thank
know.
you so much.
yeah.
Of
That's
course.
fantastic.
So talk us through, how's the album doing?
It's going super well. My publicist, she sends it out to whoever wants to hear it, and I've been listened all across the world. Obviously, y'all in Australia, but in Africa, people in Ghana love it, which is cool. In Ireland, people are listening and loving what they hear, and I've gotten a few interviews just around Nashville and stuff like that from it, and a lot of the songs that I thought would be pretty awesome, a lot of people really love, which is exciting, and I've obviously been waiting forever for this to come out, so hearing that people are loving what they listen to is so exciting, and I'm just so relieved that it's out and that people love it.
That's great that it's you've got all these other followers from. It's like there's a world tour coming up.
Oh gosh, yes, manifest.
How good would that be?
Yes, amazing, 100%. I am down. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of new songs that we haven't heard before since last time we spoke. Mm-hmm. Did you re-record any of the older ones?
We talked about it, but no.
Right. Okay.
I was like, I really do like how they sound, and
Yep.
I feel like if you do listen to those compared to the new ones, there's not that there's a difference, but I think you can kind of hear the growth in my voice, and I think that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I felt like if I re-recorded the songs, then it would be like two different songs on all the platforms, and
Yeah, I get it.
I thought it'd be weird, and so I just said,
Yeah, that's
we'll
fair
keep them. And I mean, the production went super well throughout, so I think that.
Yeah, it sounds really
we'll keep
like
it.
the sound. It sounds really good. It's really crisp.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love it.
Props to Ren Free.
What are we going to play, Tony? We're going to get right into that.
Before we do, I want to hear
Yeah.
which are the songs that Allison thought were awesome that are going well. So I can just get that in my mind.
Okay,
That's the
okay.
one. I know we've got our favourites, Braggy, but I want to
Right.
sort of hear what Alison's favourites on the album were.
Before anyone even listens to anything, they when I'm at work and I talk about that I'm a singer-songwriter and I've got a new album, you can look it up. Thank You Tequilla is right up there, and everyone's like, oh, a tequila song. I'm all in. And I'm like, perfect. Yeah. And people do love it, and I love it because I always wanted to write a tequila song.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that one was out. And Yoo-Hoo and Nothing, I've always loved, but I didn't know if people would also gravitate toward them, and they did, which is exciting. So that's great. And then Passed On is specifically for my family, and all of them cried when they heard it. So
Yeah, I nearly cried when I listened to that.
Yeah.
Aw.
I was out walking on Sunday along the Bayside down here at Wynnum, and I almost cried while I'm walking listening to it.
Well, it's just
Thank
so
you.
relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could talk about that one later, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what's funny. It's funny though. I know we're going to play "Thank You Tequila," and I thought the same thing. I thought, here's the song. So many people have written tequila songs,
Yeah.
Especially country artists. Mm-hmm. And but yours, I'm pretty sure, would be the only one with the word Uber in it. So it's a
As of
modern
now, I
tequila
think
song.
you're
I love
right.
it.
It's a modern take.
Yeah.
So with that,
yes.
why don't we put it on? Let's have a
Okay.
listen to
Perfect.
Thank You Tequila.
Been watching all those other girls acting like they own the world, dancing in the neon glow. I'm normally kinda shy, never wanna walk up to a guy, kinda wanna get to know. I guess a little bit of liquid courage was all it really took, and now I can see it's working just the way I hoped it would. So thank you, tequila, for being my friend tonight. You're just what I needed to get a lot more loose and a little less tight. I'm helping on sealing a kiss if everything goes right. Tonight I could care less 'cause I'm feeling fearless. Thank you, tequila. Tomorrow I might wake up still wearing all my makeup, searching for my left high heel that I left in an Uber, but it's happy hour twofer, and I just can't pass up a deal. Bartender, you can keep on pouring, just put that silver on my tab, 'cause nothing keeps the party going the way that Jose Cuervo can. So thank you, tequila, for being my friend tonight. You're just what I needed to get a lot more loose and a little less tight. I'm helping on sealing a kiss if everything goes right. Tonight I could care less 'cause I'm feeling fearless. Thank you, tequila. Thank
That
you.
is such a cool little song, and it's such a shame that we're drinking coffee while we're listening to a tequila song.
I know.
Who knows? You could have tequila in there.
And most people's tequila songs are singing about how shitty it is the day after, but yours is like, I'm really happy with this tequila. But you don't strike me, Allison, as someone who would need to have a tequila to overcome your shyness.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like, though, when you see a cute boy, you're like, oh, yep, that's a cute
Yeah.
guy. I'm just
Okay, a little
gonna
bit of Dutch
stay
courage.
clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'll ease my way in. Let me have some tequila.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
okay.
good.
It's a
Very relatable song.
It is very much so. Alison, I set myself a task for this interview to try and do, 13 songs in 13 words or less to try and describe the song. I failed miserably. I didn't get there. But Thank You Tequila was one that I actually did, and I actually called it the Introvert's Anthem for Tuesday Night Twofers. So
Oh, that's a great rhyme, by the way. Uber and Tufa.
We thought so
Very
too.
good rhyme.
Yeah. So yeah, just a great little song. So how was the process of putting the songs together in a flow? Describe that for me.
For the album or the song?
Yeah, for the album.
The album.
Yeah.
So I honestly just kind of looked at all of them and said, that's a pretty upbeat song, but I love this song. And then that song's pretty great too. Should we put a slow one there? I honestly was just kind of trying to figure out how I thought in my head it would make sense in an album. So I knew I wanted to start with Tailor Made because I just had to go with a banger. I was like, Tailor Made.
Yep.
People know. If they don't know, it's a great one to get to know me as a person. So then I was like, they're in. They're interested. Let's go on to track 2, which is Thank You Tequilla, which is also another fun song. So I was, thinking, okay, they were very interested now. They're going to keep on going down the list. So that was kind of the idea of that. And then I have just a few slower songs. So I was just trying to see, okay, these are these BPMs. Let's see, maybe let's add this one in. And then I kind of just listened to it throughout. And I said, this I think is the
Did
way
you
to
think
go.
of it in two sides, like a vinyl?
I did not.
Okay, that's because you're younger. That's good.
What's a
That's
vinyl?
good.
What's a
So it's just-
vinyl?
Right.
That's good. That's just one set because the last song is perfect where it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the
Also-
plan. Always was to
Yeah.
put Passed On last. That was always
Yeah.
to end on that note for sure. Yeah. So
It's
I said
important,
Tailor
though.
Made first and then Passed On. Yeah.
It's important to get the thing right. Tony and I are going to do a show on what albums we think, even famous albums, we think flow better than others. But it's good.
Yeah, and we'll
You
be
thought
looking
it
at
flowed well? Oh, that makes me feel
Yeah.
great. I love that.
Yeah, I do.
I think it flowed awesome. So, just the way it works. It just works, Alison, and even knowing the songs before. So, as you know, Cotton Dress is one of our favourites of all
Yes.
time. And
I got new favourites now.
you do.
Yay! I love it.
But they flow in with the new ones. It's just it would, if anyone hadn't been following you and listened to the album, they would think it was all done together. So that's the way that I've perceived it anyway.
Yeah.
So what was your favourite part about recording going through that recording process?
I felt like an artist. And not that I didn't before. I really felt like, wow, this is it. I am doing what I love and in a recording studio. How cool is that? And luckily for me, working with Andy and Ren, the recording studio is in their house. So I wasn't like, all right, this is it. You're
You're not on the pressure of time pressure.
Exactly. There was no pressure. It was passed on. We actually recorded a couple times, and it wasn't that it wasn't perfect at first. I just got so frustrated because I knew I wanted it to be perfect, and I just didn't. In my head, I wasn't sounding right, and we had to take a step back. And they were like, "Allison, go home. You're fine. Listen over. You're doing okay. You sound great." And I was just so frustrated because I was like, I know I can nail this song. And then when I came back, it just really came to life. And we kind of did that with most of the songs. I thought some of them I was ready and it was ready to go. And I ended up just taking those home and just listening over and over and kind of riffing on top of them to making them my own. And Cotton Dress was a really fun one because that's Andy and Ren's song. And I wanted it to be perfect, and it is perfect. And I remember practicing in the, I guess the green room or, the other side of the recording studio wall, basically. And I was running it the first verse, I think, and they paused and they're like, get in the studio right now. And I recorded it and we were, in tears, so happy because it was just really, really fun. And it was, because Cotton Dress is a fast song, and, to get all the lyrics in.
Yeah, there's a lot of words,
There are a lot of words. But it's like you said, it's a great tune. It's great lyrically, great everything all around. And being able to have that experience while recording my first album, I think was really, really important and a really, really big part about it.
Did the songs change much from when you've written them to how they came out recorded? Like, you know, I know because during the recording process, sometimes you get that other last minute idea. You go, oh, I'm going to change that word or...
That's a good question. I'm trying to think if we had that for any song. I think maybe Want Me Like You Want To when we recorded it. Maybe. I'm trying to think. I think...
Do you play them live, those songs?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, so with Thank You Tequilla specifically, when I was practicing with my band for our, I had 2 album release shows, and when we were rehearsing the week before, I was just they'd never played the songs before, so we were going through it, and then in Thank You Tequila, when we did the second round of the chorus, we ended up making it kind of like a Jimmy Buffett type of chorus, and I loved it. It was just so fun and laid back and like Margaritaville-like, and it was just really cool. And at that moment, I was like, wow, I can really take these songs in different ways, and that luckily, you know, they're my songs, so I can do it however I want to. So it just kind of worked out that Thank You Tequila could be a really fun, chill moment and then come back up into pace with how it goes. So with Thank You Tequila, we did that. And so what I've learned with being able to play with a band,
my dog.
it's okay. When I've been playing with a band,
Being a good guard dog.
it's perfect. I think mine went out to go to the bathroom, which is great. I kind of got nervous. No, she went outside, which is awesome. 4-month-old girl. Oh, I am so proud of Rory. Good job. She should get a treat. But what I was learning is I'm trying...
Hang on.
No
Sorry.
worries. Go get your dog. Yeah, so singing my songs live and with the bandmates, they are all talented. And that was kind of one of my favorite things, too, was I said, y'all play how you play. I want you to have fun with it just as much as I do with my songs. So the bassist really was having fun playing solos. The guitarist was having fun playing solos. And the drummer was making up different things as we were going along. And I loved every second of that. And that's kind of a really cool, exciting thing that I'm ready for. Come here, little Rory. Come on over.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, Allison, I feel. Let the musos play what they want.
Exactly. That's like, and I think that my songs have that ability to grow and to improv and just make it
because then
your own.
everyone has their heart in it.
Yeah. And we had a blast. We had great shows. And now she fell off. And now I'm just eager to play, and that is my next step right now. I've been trying to book.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you really want to back up. Well, in the old days, you'd back up an album with a tour. So,
right.
So what does that look like?
That is where I'm at right now. I'm thinking of doing maybe like backyard shows around.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who would be interested in that, but that is definitely next on my list to kind of see how to do that, because summer's coming up and the sun's out. It's pretty. My music's fun, and I think it would be a really fun time just having those little intimate shows all over. So I'm currently working on that, and I plan on really getting at it in about starting in August. It's kind of like when I really want to get going, but if I could start now, I would in a heartbeat. So
So your writing team has been pretty stable, the people around you that help you write. How long have you been writing as a team, and then are you open to outside influences to help you write?
Yeah, so my best co-writer, Andy Renfrey, I've been writing with her and Ren since 2019, and Andy knows a lot of other writers because she also writes with so many different people. So luckily, I didn't really have to do much. She just said, we're going to write with this person. So on the album,
that's cool.
There are a lot of people we wrote with. And Andy wrote on every song. But I should know this, how many people that I co-wrote with. But it's over 5 people other than Andy. So a good number of people. And luckily for us, we're really lyrically talented, and then bringing the words to Ren has been really fun because he just has his guitar and he's like, maybe we should do this. And I'm like, that sounds great. That's exactly how it should sound. I love it. And then
That's like the Elton John, Bernie Taupin.
Yes, it is.
Taupin.
Very, very
That's
similar.
cool.
And then when we're writing with others, when it's Andy and I, again, they normally have a guitar and are also lyricists, but also bring in the element of guitar, which is helpful.
Excellent.
Excellent. So we're going to play You Who. So tell us a little bit about that song.
So, You Who is about ghosting, and ghosting is a term used nowadays, which is where a girl or guy, you are texting, and you're having a great time, y'all are flirting, whatever, y'all are seeing each other, and then all of a sudden, they just stop texting you, and that's called ghosting. So, this song is about that. Basically, you see a guy, you walk up to him, you have a conversation, y'all have a great time, and y'all probably start seeing each other for a little while, and then all of a sudden he's gone. Is just nowhere to be found, meaning you're texting and he just ignores you, and then all of a sudden,
Like he never existed.
Exactly. He tries
Like a
to
ghost.
come on back into your life. And you're like, who are you? So that's what this song is about.
All right, let's do it. Let's listen to You Who.
I said you who, when I first saw you, I had to ask somebody, who's that guy? And it was you who had me believing, till you were leaving without even a goodbye. It took a while to get myself together, just when I thought that you were gone forever. You look like someone that I knew. Yeah, your face rings a bell. It's hard as hell, boy, don't you see? You keep texting, girl, it's me, but I'm like you. Now it's you who don't know it's over. I bet it's hard to see me good and gone. And it's you who taps on my pictures. Ain't a pretty picture watching you hold on. You look like someone that I knew. Yeah, your face rings a bell. It's hard as hell, boy, don't you see? You keep texting, girl, it's me, but I'm like you.
Wow, that's after hearing you talk about that song, it certainly gives you a different perspective around that song.
That's what I noticed too when I talked about it at both shows. They were like, that's so funny. It's a great song, I know.
Yeah, it is a good
It
song.
is a great little song, and something.
Yeah, because when I first listened, I was trying to think, is this a breakup song? What is, I couldn't
I
quite
mean,
work
kind
it out.
of.
But now it's all clear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, I guess, yeah.
Yes.
And I like the play on words with you who, like, you who.
Yep, or like
So,
a chocolate
that's
milk,
good.
which people also bring up as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very good. Tell us about your launch night. How much fun was that?
So much fun. So I started off at the Sutler on Thursday night, and which sadly closed on Sunday. Oh, just so awful. But their place is just the cutest venue, and their stage is great. The music was great. Their food was great. The audience was great, and I just hadn't performed. Well, that was my second time performing my originals out with a band. and it went really well. It was really fun. And then Friday night was the big kabam. I had it at the Pancake Pantry where I work, so we kind of set it all up like a release party, and like the band was in the corner. We had carpets down. I had a big banner with my name all over it. I had like a fake Instagram holding thing. But my whole family was here. My dad flew in from Israel. My sisters came in. My mom was here.
Wow.
Grandparents, my aunt and uncle from Atlanta. It was really, really great. I had so many friends who came. My regulars came from the pantry. My coworkers came. It was just really, really nice. And I had a blast.
Oh, that's good.
And everyone really, really loved it. And obviously Andy and Ren came, and then Denise came, she was the first person I ever met in Nashville who got me to meet Andy and Ren. So it was kind of like a full circle moment, which was really great.
Oh, wow.
But it was so fun, and I want to play again. Like, I'm just dying to play
And have
again.
you been playing? I remember last time we talked, you were wanting to play gigs on Main Street. That's what it's called? Broadway, yeah, Broadway.
Is the Strip.
Have
And
you doing a
I
few
did.
gigs there?
I played there for about 2 months.
Awesome.
Once a week, and it was awesome. And I was learning each time I played. I got better and was growing with my stage presence. And then I now work with, they're called Dilemma Entertainment, which is these two amazing women who are stage coach people for me.
Yep.
And they just really helped me with confidence. And I would sing them a song, and instantly they said, why don't you try this? And once I did, it made sense. It was just nice having two sets of eyes saying, this is great, you should try this. And then it totally changed everything. And I just love that I'm still learning, and I want to continue to learn because I know I'm not perfect. And I love that I'm working with women as well. So that's a huge plus. And again, just trying to book wherever I can, because it's so much fun. It's just so much fun to play on stage and entertain. It's just a blast. I love every minute of it. And when I was playing on
We can tell.
Friday, I had my friends come up and they're like, obviously we've already listened to the album and it's great, but with you singing this live, it just comes to life. And that's a huge compliment. And I just know that more people need to hear it live for sure.
Yeah, live definitely is the way to go.
Yes.
The way you can have all the Instagram things in the world, but if you play live, the word just travels, I think, quicker. For some reason, I don't know why. You think you reach more people the other way, but because you get the whole experience live, like you just said, that will stick in people's heads more than just listening to it on Spotify, for sure.
Yes. Allison, I was intrigued by your performance on the is it Sing On show?
Yes.
We had a family evening watching you in that episode.
Thank you.
Because it feels like my whole family knows Allison Asarch now, and you know your performance that you provided to us for our Christmas show was exceptional, and I think you picked up some new fans from that here in Australia. Maybe not as many as what we would love you to have, but I think you picked up a few.
Yes.
So how did you come about being on a show on Netflix and singing live to America?
So, fun fact, it was filmed in London. So they flew us to London to record it, which is a whole thing, but I'll get there.
Wow.
So when I moved to Nashville, I joined this app called Meetup. And basically it says, meet up if you like to go hiking, if you are a songwriter or whatever. And I never, ever did anything. I just joined all these groups. And one day I got an email that said, do you like to sing? Do you like to have fun? Do you like karaoke? You should audition for the show. And I've auditioned for Idol and The Voice in the past. And I was like, sure. What do I have to lose? Nothing. Let's go for it. And I filled out the application and went into the audition, and they loved me, and it really freaked me out because I'd never had that happen before. I called my mom, and she was with my grandma. I was like, I guess it went well. I'll obviously know more later, but they loved me. I think I have a Skype interview next week. I have no idea. So then there was a Skype interview, and then I was getting calls from LA. And I was even at a Maggie Rogers concert, and they called me because I was waiting for the call because I knew we were going to London, but I didn't know anything about the show at all. I just knew they liked me, and they kept calling and being like, we don't know yet, but maybe, can you go to London? Oh, and I was like, you got to give me dates. I got to tell my job, you know, like, I don't even know. But anyway, obviously I got the call, and they flew us to London, and we were there for about 3 to 4 days, and it was unbelievable. We knew we were on the 80s show, and they like gave us the songs beforehand, but we did not know when we were singing. That is so true. And so when we got the songs, it was like singer 1, singer 2, singer 3, singer 4. And so each song had less and less and less. So in my head, I said, okay, so this is somehow an elimination show. Not quite sure how it's going to work. But we found out literally the day of, and met Titus when we were on stage. And if there was ever a show I was going to be on, this was the show. It was it was about being on pitch, and I'm very critical about my singing. So I had a feeling that I could do really well. And they told us at one point, I think it was after the song 1 or song 2, they said, if you're using vibrato, don't, because it messes with your score. And I said, perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
I can stop that now. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's why I won every single round after that. Spoiler. But I just really honed in on that. And it was just a blast. And and it funded my album. It funded photo shoots. It's funded video shoots. And basically everything that I've done so far. So I'm extremely grateful. Okay, now my dogs are playing behind me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So like SingStar, you have to sing right on the note. Is that what the...
So
I remember that. My daughter used to have that
some
game.
Mechanical program that through the microphone it could tell how on pitch you were. And it was...
Yeah, so just the tuner, yeah.
And it was very similar to an old karaoke game on the Wii that I played in like middle school. And really is just about pitch. I mean, you need to know the words, but like if you know the pitch, you're fine. And so when I was a kid, I used to joke and I would always get hundreds, and it's just about humming. I didn't do that for the show, but like I had that background. So I was like, oh, okay, this is easy. We're fine. We'll figure this out. That's great.
That's so cool.
But that was the show, and I'm still chatting with, I'm still keeping contact with people that were on my episode, and even at the Sutler, on a different episode, the winner was playing before I was. So we actually were playing at the same night, which was crazy. So there were, I think, 3 other people from Nashville that I know of from the show. And I only met one that was, 2. I met 2 that were also there with me. But it was a super fast in and out trip. And the show, were airing it for like an hour or something, and then I had to be quiet for over a year. And that was awful because we filmed it November 2019.
Oh, yeah.
And then COVID hit March 2020, so I'm like in this lockdown, and I was just like, when is this show gonna happen? Oh my goodness, when are we gonna know? And then we just kept texting each other,
so hard.
like, oh my god. And like it was funny because my friends knew that I was going to London, but then I got back and I was like, it was great. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah. What did you do there?
It was really cool.
Good.
There was a show. It was awesome. And that's all I can tell you. Like, it was so hard. I couldn't say anything.
God, that would be hard.
And yeah.
It was just so much fun, Bud, and your personality and once again, that smile that we just love.
Thank you.
Just really stood out. So, and as I said, my wife was, those first 2 rounds I think were challenging for you because we were sitting there saying, no, that's better than what you were getting on the scores. What's going on here? And now that I know, I'm going to share that with Sharon, and she'll go, that's what happened. So that was cool.
Yeah, they brought it up, and I said, I can
Allison,
fix that.
Yeah, that was awesome. So it's interesting. Last week, Braggy made mention of the lengths and breadths that we go to in this particular podcast. So for the last 4 weeks, we've been in the dive bars of Brisbane and Sydney, reliving my youth with some rockers from the 80s,
Amazing.
right? So 80s and 90s, and they were just amazing episodes. And then this week we're talking with one of our favourite smiles that we've got from in Nashville. So it's just we just love doing this particular show. Now, if I can just be a little bit self-indulgent, I just do want to share some of the little 13-word episode things that I put together for some of your music.
Thank you.
As I said, I failed in doing them all. But I think I've got some good ones here. So for Tailor Made, of course, last time we spoke, I said it's a strong song for strong women everywhere. Now I've added to that. It's now a strong song for strong women everywhere. Robert Palmer, Eat Your Heart Out, right?
Okay.
So, and the reason why I say that is because when I hear that song, you know that Robert Palmer song, I'm Addicted to Love, and he's got the girls that are like very...
Oh, yeah, they're all playing the guitar.
They're all playing the guitar.
They got the red lipstick.
And it's a similar feel for me visually that I'm getting with that strong start to Tailor Made. And so what I think you should do is you get a couple of Taylor clones in the background, and then you're leading them a la Robert Palmer.
Oh,
But anyway, thank you, Tequilla, of course, with the Introverts Anthem for Tuesday Night Twofers. The one... which I think Braggy wants to play tonight.
Well, that's my favourite song.
Yeah.
I think on the album. I love the words, and I love how because there's a lot of different musical styles on this album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though it's a country album, it's all kind of country, but this one is almost reggae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the ukulele. Is it a ukulele?
There is a ukulele in there.
Almost reggae.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just love that the message on this song just takes one. If a big adventure starts with one step, you only need one person to believe in you. I like this song.
Yeah. So we will play it, but
Okay.
I think I did this in 12 words. Sometimes life just needs to be stripped back to what's simple and important. So it's not as catchy as some of the other ones, but anyway. And the last one that I think I just love is Cotton Dress, and I call that A Stroll Through the American Dream. So because it's got everything.
Oh,
it's got
it is. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
It does, yeah.
and or in your case, because you said it's a fast song, there's a lot of words. Maybe it's a run through the American dream, but and then I really started to struggle from that because I got to Want Me Like You Want To, and I've come up with, now this is really shit. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's Love Dummy, not Compliance. So that's where I got, and that's where my mind just evaporated. So, but anyway, let's listen to The One. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
One lamp by one window of one house on one street in one town can light the dark. One smile from one person for one moment on one day of one life can heal a heart. One, it only takes one sometimes to lead the way, to save the day. One, the more I live, the more I find it changes me when I choose to be the one. One word in one line of one story on one page.
The One. So what is The One about? I know Braggy's talked out, given his opinion. So why is The One the one?
So we wanted to write a song that was positive and a message to tell people that it could be, if you're having a bad day, you just need one thing to make it better. And it just takes one step to get going. It takes one smile from one person to make it better. And I think that message needs to be said more often. And we joke and say we see it in a Disney movie, but I felt
Yeah, absolutely.
I really wanted to right now. My dogs are going crazy behind me, but yeah. Rory, will you calm down, please? No. Okay. All right. Okay. But anyway, the words are to uplift you and to make you happy. And I try to do that with most of my music because I feel like we need more of it in our world, especially right now. And there can be a lot of people that get upset when the line is long at the grocery store. They get upset because they're waiting in traffic. But if you just take a breath and take a moment, it just takes 1 second to make it all better. And it's the power of one, you know? So
It sums up your whole attitude, I think, Allison. Like last time we spoke to you, you said, you know, I'm already living my dream. I'm
Yes.
in Nashville and I'm playing at places, I'm singing. So that's another reason I like that song a lot because, yeah, it sums you up. The other song I really like, can I do quickly? I really like
You
Texas
like Texas
Stars, that
Stars?
Western swing sort of song.
I also
love
love
that
the song. I did not write this song, but it works perfectly in the album.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
what I love about it,
It's a change up.
because obviously it's Texas to Tennessee is the album.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that in because I am from Texas and I hadn't really written anything with Texas.
Yeah, it's a missing home song, yeah.
And obviously in Y'all Nobody,
Yeah.
I talk about my hometown, but I don't really say Texas. And then in Midnight Daydream, I talk about Hill Country, which is also Texas, but you don't really understand that unless, you know, you're like, oh, Texas. And we've made a TikTok dance out of it. Okay, Rory. Okay. She is playing. Yeah.
Rory.
We're just gonna.
It's been the dog
It has
episode.
been the dog episode, basically. But
Rory boy.
I love Texas Stars, and I think it's a great addition to the album. And again, I wanted it to be 13 songs
Yeah.
because that's Taylor Swift's lucky number. So I had 11, and that's when Cotton Dress and Texas Stars came to play, was because we said, okay, let's make it 13. And those were the two additions.
Yeah. It's really positioned well too on the thing.
Perfect.
It's like a real nice little flowy,
Oh,
happy
good.
song
Oh,
before we
good.
get
I love
serious.
it.
And the final song, Passed In, or Passed
Passed On, yeah.
So Passed
Yeah.
In, that's an auction term. So Passed On.
Grandma baking cakes
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Is that what that's? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
cool.
a beautiful song.
Thank you. I knew that I needed to write something about my family, and it just kind of worked out really well. And we wrote that with Ava Page, who is awesome. If y'all ever want to listen to a new country singer, she's I think she's 16 now, but she's literally 16 years old and a phenomenal singer-songwriter, beat cancer, and is crushing it. So you should totally look up Ava Page.
That's awesome.
But we wrote that with her, and she is just impeccable with guitar and lyrics, and she added some ooze in there that I couldn't do it. I was like, we're gonna leave that to my fiddle player to make it gorgeous, and he definitely did a great job. But I really wanted to add, you know, like candlesticks and silver is a very Jewish thing as well, so it worked well to add that in with my family. And then
From your dad's. Yeah.
my mom's wedding dress is in my grandmother's closet, so that's cute, and we added that in. And then obviously baking and everything growing up with my grandparents was definitely
Oh
great.
man! So at the launch, like, there's no way your mum would
I
not
didn't
have
sing it
cried
because
at that.
I don't think I could have gotten through it.
Oh, you couldn't have got through it?
I don't think I could.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think I would
get
have
it.
been. I think it would have been fine. But knowing that my family was already overwhelmed and just so happy to be there, they would have been awful. They would have just been falling, and like it would have been a whole thing. And I wanted it to be fun. And then I got the calls later when they
Okay.
finally listened to the whole album. They were like, "Oh my God, Passed On was amazing." So
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, well, in case you haven't picked up, Alison, we love the album and we just wish you every single success in the world because it needs to be heard and hopefully you get to tour
I know.
with it.
And hopefully I come to
that would be great
Australia. I know.
Wow.
Yeah,
That would be
that'd be
awesome.
Braggy can be your support.
Perfect.
So
All right. Hey,
we'll,
I love it.
so you don't worry about us supporting
thanks for
act.
that, Kelly.
Yeah, and no doubt that you Australians would love you. So, but that backyard
of
thing
course.
sounds really, really cool.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, backyard.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good idea. Backyard
Right.
barbecues with craft beer and tequila.
Hey.
Yeah,
Maybe,
what a way to go.
Ooh, I've got.
There you go.
Ooh, things are rolling in my mind. That's a
See?
great idea. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you need to be sponsored by tequila,
Yes.
a tequila company, and you need to be sponsored by a craft beer company.
That I should.
So,
Thoughts going through.
so for everyone listening, how can they listen to your music or connect with you? I believe you've got a group out there, haven't you?
I do have a Facebook group. I believe it's under Allison Asarch VIP group on Facebook. And then even if you just follow me on Facebook under Allison Asarch, you'll find me. It's just Allison Asarch Official. On Instagram, Allison Asarch Official. On Twitter, it's just Allison Asarch. And then I think TikTok is Allison Asarch Official. If you'd like to buy the album, you can do that through AllisonAsarch.com. You can also follow me on YouTube. I haven't really used much but look how cute. She's a great little album. Yes, she's great. Thank you. Yes.
That's
So follow me wherever you stream music as well. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all the things.
Excellent. And
awesome.
hopefully taking over the world, and then we'll be able to sit back in 12 or 24 months and say, we knew Allison Asarch when she was
100%.
starting out.
Yes, you did.
Because there's credibility in that, Allison. So.
For sure. Don't you worry.
All right, so
so cool.
you just bear with us, we just do our Undiscovered 7 inches and we'll close off the episode. Once again, it's just always, I've been so looking forward to having this conversation. Wasn't looking forward necessarily to the coffee, but I'm glad that you were able to have a craft beer while we chatted.
Thank you. Yes.
So, Braggy, do you want to go first or shall I?
You go first this time.
All right, so this is a song for Braggy, actually. It's coming out of the place called Townsville up there in far north Queensland. Was a band called The Spliffs.
Those boys.
And this was like a double A side. This one, it's got "Are You Happy Now," which is a great little poppy track, and on the other side was "Merry-Go-Round," which once again was a great little
Curly.
poppy track
one
on Revolution Records, and it was 1986 when they were living in Sydney, and funnily enough, produced by Alan Thorne. So Alan Thorne.
Shout out to Andrew Reid, who's the drummer, who was in my band, early band I was in at school.
Yeah, so that was my Undiscovered 7-inch for today.
Curly, what show are we doing?
It's
what number?
55.
Do you remember a band called Old 55?
I do.
From Australia?
I do.
There you go. I'll hold it up. Old 55. Two faces have I. But the reason that this really suits us, and it's our 55th show, it's Old 55, is because the B-side's The Fool. So, there you go. That fits with 55. I've got to think of something for 56 next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Old 55. I still remember a primary school camp where you weren't allowed out of your cabins and after curfew, and one of the guys snuck out a window and all you could hear him was singing that "On the Prowl" song by Old 55.
Yeah,
on the prowl. That's how we get our fun.
Allison, they were a band. There was that period in the late 70s and early 80s where all the 50s came back. So like Grease came out in the late 70s, and there was a whole bunch of bands that were in the 70s, 80s that started doing those old 50s sort of songs. That's what those guys did. They
so
just
much
did
fun. so much fun.
I'll rock songs.
Now, last week we had some commentary from our Mick Madoo episode, part 2, which was fantastic. We created some joy amongst that community of people who love the Radio Birdmen, who love the Hitmen.
Brisbane punks.
Because, you know, funnily enough, we're not necessarily experts on everything. So when we get something wrong, and last week we did get it wrong. Apparently Dennis Tech was the lead guitarist from Radio Birdman, not the lead singer, not the bass guitarist. So we created a little bit of laughter there for the people that know. But we don't stand up as experts. We just stand up here as people that love music and talk about what it does to us. So
yes,
good way to say it. Next week we've got a young fella from Sydney called Blake Carteris, who's got his first single out on Spotify. Really looking forward to him. It's a real Sunday session sort of a song. As you know, Sunday session songs are always good. That's why stuff. This backyard thing from Allison is going. I need some video footage because I reckon that's going to be just such a perfect little intimate way to build a follower base. So, and of course you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and of course we are always on Unfiltered and Undiscovered.com. So in the words of the great songwriters Keith Richards and Mick Jagger, it's only rock and roll, but we love it. Thanks again to Allison Asarch.
Well done, Curly.
And we will see you all again next week.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye.
Conquista tutto. L'amore conquista